Hey guys and gals, this is Kevin and Frank from Cruisin' with Wheels.
Hey guys.
How you doing? As you may or may not have seen, I started a recent series on drink packages. Each video is surrounding a specific cruise line's drink packages, what it entails, and how much it costs. Rashida, one of our subscribers here on YouTube.
Hey Rashida.
Hi. We'll be going on a cruise soon and asked us to do some videos surrounding food.
Food.
And since Frank's an expert, we're bringing it to you today. Today is going to be the first in a series that we will have in a playlist. One video for each cruise line. Today we're talking NCL.
So today we're going to talk about NCL dining.
Ooh, my favorite.
Now, on the NCL ships, it's pretty much all about what they call freestyle dining. Now, what does freestyle dining mean, and why is it different from all the other cruise lines?
Right. So NCL started the concept a long time ago, and it's freestyle basically means that you don't have to get dressed up if you don't want to.
Okay.
You can eat at any venue that you choose, as long as they're open, of course.
Right. And any time, as long as they have an opening.
I'm just so used to it, I forget about that.
I know. It's just, we decide, do you want to eat at 5? Do you want to eat at 6? Do you want to eat at, when do you want to eat? So, yeah, freestyle dining, very casual, very laid back, not traditional, where people think, oh, I'm going on a cruise. Does it mean I'm going to have to get in my, suit and tie? Does my wife have to be in a dress or a gown, or whatever? That's, I think, a lot of people who haven't been on a cruise might have in their head of what, cruise dining is all about. But NCL, it's freestyle, it's casual. This is what we wear when we go. I mean, there's certain things they don't allow in terms of attire, right? Right.
You're going to want to be a gentleman. You want to be in a nice, collared shirt when you go to a dining room, restaurant, venue.
Right. They're not big on t-shirts, so a collared shirt and pants.
You don't want to wear your flip-flops.
No.
No bathing suits.
Oh, don't even try.
If you're going to eat dinner or lunch in your bathing suit, then you need to be doing it at the buffet.
That's right.
And you'll probably get some looks there, too.
Right, and you better immediately go to the buffet and then go outside.
But I think we're going to hit them one by one because there's a few varieties of food venues on NCL's cruise line.
Right. So what are we going to talk about first today?
Well, first we're going to talk about complimentary.
Oh, you know what that means?
Free!
We like free.
We love free.
Free is good.
There is a little thing that you can do on NCL that they offer from time to time called Free at Sea, which you could get a specialty dining package for.
Oh, wow.
We always try to book one of those promotions for the next portion that we'll be talking about. But first we're going to start out with the complimentary restaurants.
Let's talk about the free stuff.
So one of our favorite places to eat when we first get on the ship is Oceana.
Oceana's, and it's kind of like what, a bar and grill?
It's a bar and grill area. Now, you might not know this because Frank doesn't really watch the Cruise Critic threads very often, but I heard that they're changing the name of Oceana's.
I know, I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, now, a lot of people are upset.
Yeah, because Oceana's is named after what, the former CEO? Kevin Oceana.
Now, we can't confirm or deny that they're changing the name, but we did notice that on the NCL Bliss.
The Bliss, which is coming out next year, 2018.
2018. By the way, keep an eye out. we are on the inaugural Alaskan cruise, June 2nd of 2018.
Right. On the
and
blast.
we're going to be bringing you videos of the ship first. So make sure that you click that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet.
Do it now.
It only takes a second.
Honestly, please.
But Oceans is a 24-hour-a-day option.
I know. Can you imagine? Oh, 24 hours food.
We are super excited about that, that it's 24/7, because on this cruise that we're going on in October for Frank's 60th, we are on this little secret hallway off of Oceans, and we can just like walk, I don't know, 25 steps and we'll be there.
We're on deck 8.
We're on deck 8, which is the same deck
on the NCL Jade, and so yeah, we're right off of Oceans. So I could like be eating morning, noon, and night. And some of the things that we ate there was, I mean, anywhere from, they have burgers and hot dogs and nachos, and I had fish and chips.
Shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
They have, it's pub fare.
Yeah.
But it's really good, and it's a good option. So I want everybody to think about Oceans possibly for a lunch or a midnight snack. It's a great option. Another thing that they have on NCL is kind of like main dining rooms, but they're really more set up like a restaurant. They'll generally have, on the smaller ships, which we tend to go on, they'll have a smaller restaurant.
Because on the NCL Gem, which we were on in February of this year, there were two of those restaurants, and one was a little larger than the other.
Right.
And
now, they will both serve the same menu.
Same menu.
Every night.
But it's the what?
But it's the atmosphere.
And the ambiance.
That's right.
Right. So one was what? Grand Pacific, and the other one was called Alizar. And that's strictly on the Gem, because they're different names on the different NCL ships. And what's the difference between the two, and why did we like one over the other?
Well, the Grand Pacific is large. It can get very crowded quickly.
A lot of hustle and bustle.
In particular, we have a tendency not to eat at the Grand Pacifics on the Jewel class ships, because we're the Gem, the Jade, the Pearl, the Sun, the Sky, they're all Jewel class. And they're all kind of set up the same. Grand Pacific only has one elevator that goes down to the entrance for handicapped guests. So keep that in mind if you're doing your reservations ahead of time, that you're going to need extra time to get down and back up to the main part of the ship. So we had a tendency to really like to go to Alizar.
Which is smaller and a little bit more intimate.
Now, do you remember what it's called on the Jade? We're going to be going on the Jade.
We're going to be on the Jade, and I'm not, I don't remember what it's called.
I can't remember either. But we have a couple of times we're booked on there. Or booked in that dining room. We do our reservations ahead of time. We probably should have said that before.
Kevin gets online.
90 days prior to sailing, you're able to book most of your complimentary restaurants as well as your specialties. Now, your specialty restaurants, if you book them ahead of time, you will have to pay ahead for those.
Once you say, I want to eat at such and such restaurant, let's say Cagney Steakhouse, and say, I want 6 o'clock seating, they're going to say, okay, pony up the money.
Right.
And then
if you have free at sea, select all of your complimentary and specialty restaurants, and they will figure out which one is the best value for you to get free. So, for example, on our next sailing, we booked Cagney's
La Cucina Italian.
We booked two Cagney's, 2 La Cucinas, and a Teppanyaki. So, Teppanyaki turned out to be the best value for us to actually have to pay out of pocket for. So they selected that for us because...
and they'll cover the other ones, which were a little bit more expensive than Teppanyaki. Thank you!
Thanks, NCL. So, some other complimentary restaurants. You know what a complimentary restaurant that they have that most people don't think is a restaurant is the Garter Buffet.
Oh, right. It's the main buffet on the ship.
It will be on the top deck.
Right. Ours, the last ones are usually on what? Deck 10, deck 11, up there
Well,
on these mid-class ships, depending on the size of the ship and the decks.
Right, because on the Bliss, it's like on deck 20.
Well, you know, the Bliss is going to be this huge ship. So that's a long way up on the elevator for me.
So if you watched any of our other videos, you know that Frank just absolutely loves breakfast buffet. So this is where we go to get our breakfast most times. And attached to the Garden Buffet, which I've found has been a pretty generic name across the board on all of NCL's ships, but you're going to have to check your specific ship for the names. Again, I will mention that. Attached to the Garden Buffet usually is a space called the Great Outdoors, and we've noticed that newbie cruisers don't find it.
Yeah, they don't know about it. And Great Outdoors is exactly what it means, because we roll into the buffet, Kevin gets our breakfast, and then we go outside to the outdoors. And what is better than sitting out
al fresco?
Yes, in the sun and the warmth, blue skies, eating breakfast, overlooking the rail, and seeing the water.
So I don't know if Frank noticed or not, but on the last sailing that we went on, they actually have a small buffet area outside. It's in a little sheltered area.
As soon as you go through the glass automatic doors, it's right there. So, I mean, every time you turn a corner, there's food.
And there's a bar out there.
I know.
And that's where I would get like my morning mimosa.
Yeah, or maybe you want a Bloody Mary.
Yep.
I don't, but maybe you do.
So
I'm not going to judge. As many as you want.
So what's that saying?
So, yeah.
Yes. So by the pool deck is another complimentary restaurant. It's called Topsiders Bar and Grill. And it's
also called, there's other names that they have for Topsiders.
Oh, is there?
Yes, I think so. I think not only is it called Topsiders, but depending again on what ship you're on, it's
Topsiders.
Yeah, Uptown Bar and Grill.
Oh, see, we haven't been on any ships where it's called Uptown.
Yeah, we've only had it with the Topsiders name on it, but yeah, it can go by a couple of different names depending on the ship.
Now that'll be on your pool deck. They'll serve like burgers and fries, hot dogs, barbecue chicken.
Chicken fingers.
Fresh fruit is usually out there.
Always. There's always fresh fruit everywhere you go. Cheese and crackers and rolls and, just things like that.
And if you're sailing and they do the seaside barbecue, generally this is the area that the seaside barbecue will be in. There's a link above. It's a short video, and it'll show you what's involved in the seaside barbecue.
Yeah, that Kevin had that time we were on.
Now on the next deck above that is usually another little kind of bar grill area that overlooks the pools. On the Gem, it was called Bailey High.
Oh, right.
And on the Jade, it's called the Pit Stop. They just redid the Jade, and then the Jade, it's going to be like this 50s diner kind of thing. So again, it's going to depend on what ship you're sailing as to what it's called, but it's complimentary. And as a side note for smokers, that is the smoking section. Yes. So please be kind, smoke up there.
What else we got on the
list? We forgot to talk about the Asian restaurant. So there's usually an Asian complex. And NCL was very kind this year.
Oh, I know, because they changed it from a specialty Asian restaurant where you would have to pay
to a complimentary.
Free!
So in 2015, when we were on the NCL Gem, we paid $15 a person. It was fabulous. I would have, frankly, paid $30 a person for it.
Oh, those spring rolls were to die for.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they were really good.
So, but they've made it complimentary.
I know.
So, give it a try. don't expect that the Asian food be like your Chinese restaurant down the street, because it's authentic Asian.
Yeah. And it goes by different names. On the Gem, it was called Jasmine Garden.
No, on the Gem it was Orchid Garden.
Oh, Orchid Garden.
Remember, we used to call it Orchard Garden, and we felt so stupid.
We're like, well, that's not it. That's right. On the Jade, it's going to be called Jasmine.
And on a few other ships, it's called Chin Chin, Lotus Garden. What's that say?
Shogun.
Ginza.
Ginza.
Oh, and a Taste of Asia.
The main, that's the...
Bamboo.
Yeah, that's the main, I guess, parent name for it is Bamboo Taste of Asia. And then it goes by all these different... I guess, names.
Now within that complex, okay, there will be a couple of different places to eat. So the complimentary one will be the large area.
Right.
Off of that usually is a teppanyaki, which is a specialty. We'll talk about it in a minute. And a sushi area.
And a sake bar.
Yeah. The sushi and the sake you do have to pay for. And you can get sushi... let's say you and your husband are going, and your husband wants sushi, but you want to have the complimentary food. You can order the sushi right there.
Right.
They'll bring it over.
Right.
You just have to pay for it.
Don't worry. I mean, unless you want to.
Oh, that's right.
Unless you want to say, you know what, honey, go sit over there in the sushi bar because I'm going to eat by myself in the complimentary restaurant because, you've been getting on my last nerve today.
Now, like we've mentioned before, these are all restaurants, and so it'll be kind of like your neighborhood Applebee's or your nice restaurant that in your local area that you go out to eat in. But let's say you're traveling alone, okay, and you want to eat with somebody. Generally, the maitre d' will have a list of people that are willing to share their table with you, which is really nice. I mean, do you remember in 2015 we ate with that lady? Well, she really wasn't at our table. She was at the table that abutted right next to us. And we had a very nice conversation with her and drinks.
Yeah, because sometimes the tables are really, really close. And so when you think it's just you, it could be you and, all of a sudden someone at the next table or a couple or whatever. And we've met a lot of,
We've met a lot of people over the years.
Yeah, because I remember their food came first, and we had ordered it, or maybe we hadn't ordered yet. We were like, oh, wow, what are you eating? Well, that looks good. So, and you get into talking, and you're all fellow cruisers, and you're all on this one ship together. So,
and sometimes it's a nice break.
Yeah.
Because we have a tendency to go on very long cruises. And so it's just, you're talking to the same person all the time.
Well, what are you trying to say?
Well, I was thinking for you, it's a nice break from my big mouth.
Oh. A lot. Oh, I think I just tune you out.
Oh, okay.
All right, so the next category we're going to talk about are the...
Well, I guess you call them novelty food.
That's, I guess, what I call a novelty because they're kind of hit and miss on certain ships. They're not on all of them, but
well, generally they are.
Well, this of course you wouldn't. Kevin wouldn't go on the cruise if this wasn't available.
Oh, there better be a freaking ice cream station. There better be an ice cream station.
Free soft serve ice cream, 24/7.
It's generally 24/7,
but
sometimes they have to take the machines down to clean them, repair them. Yeah. So please think about that before you have a temper tantrum because you don't have ice cream.
Yeah, I remember that.
I have to remember that. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. However, I will tell you on most NCL ships that we've been on, they have regular ice cream, hard ice cream they scoop.
Which is part of the buffet area.
But it's not open all the time.
Right, and you can get a lot of toppings, and sauces on it, and create your own little sundae.
You know what I did the last time? I took over my fruit, and I had it covered with the chocolate that they have for that.
So he's got to have his ice cream.
I also have to have my pizza.
Oh, right. And you can get pizza anytime.
You can get pizza anytime on NCL.
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Tell them about that.
Yes, they will deliver pizza. You can be in the pool deck and tell the server that just brought you your cocktail, gee, I really love some pizza, and they will deliver a pizza to wherever you are on the ship.
So, if you're at the pool.
As of right now in 2017, because who knows if that'll be going away or not. But I want to let you know, it's complimentary. There is a service fee for that. I think that when we did it was like $5.
It was like a $5 service fee.
Something like that.
You know, you get the pizza free.
And it's a large pizza.
It is. So if you're going to sit by the pool and say, you know what? Let's have a pizza.
That's right. You're on a cruise. Let them pamper you.
I know. So that's awesome. And what's next?
There's room service on a cruise. Right. Now,
we do the room service just for the coffee.
We generally do coffee or like the continental breakfast kind of thing.
We get up early in the morning.
And
I have to have the coffee.
Yeah, generally what I'll do, I'm going to tell you our little secret. Should I tell them our secret?
Don't tell them the secret. You want to get us in trouble.
Wow, what I do is
Because some cruises will take our coffee mugs with us. We'll pack it in our suitcase, and some cruises we won't. And so when we don't take the travel mugs with us, a little dinky cup of coffee that you get in the buffet in the morning, which is like this big, isn't going to fly.
Oh, that don't cut it for me.
So
what I end up doing is I make friends with one of the crew members in the buffet area or in the restaurant, and I kind of schmooze them enough to get one of those carafes.
Right.
And I keep
coffee carafes.
I keep it in our room. I tell our room steward,
right.
You keep your paws off that.
Don't take it away. It's ours. We're going to use it, and we're going to clean it every day. And then in the morning, when we're up early, Kevin gets ready, gets his clothes on, gets a carafe, runs up to the buffet,
and
fills it with
right
coffee,
up.
And then comes back, and he might have a muffin or two with him, with his carafe of coffee. Or, those of you that have seen my snack video know that, I've already carried on board with us some Pop-Tarts and cookies or whatever. So we'll always have a minimal little snack. And then, after an hour or so, when I get to get myself ready, because, I'm not as fast as he is, it takes me a little bit longer, we're ready for breakfast buffet! And we're on our way up.
So I want to tell you, while we're talking about coffee, there is something that NCL announced about the Bliss. Did you know what's going to be on there? Because sometimes coffee's hit or miss. Coffee is hit or miss.
That is true.
And it doesn't matter what cruise line you're on. Yeah. It's either really good or it sucks.
Right. You're like, oh, this is so good. I can't believe it. Or you're going to go, this is swell. I wouldn't feed this to my dog.
But you digress.
Yes.
So NCL announced they're having a Starbucks on the cruise ship. We are totally excited.
Mocha cappuccino.
And we'll bring you some more information as soon as I get that back from NCL about Starbucks. We're assuming it's not going to be complimentary. It usually isn't.
Yeah.
But I want to find out some ins and outs about that.
But I doubt it, but I'm just happy that it's
an option.
Yeah.
So going back to room service, because we were talking about room service, generally the coffee delivery and the continental breakfast, there's no charge for. But
it's listed as free.
We've heard that there is a $7.95 convenience fee now that they're charging for room service.
Right. I mean, it's you're ordering it, they're making it, it has to be delivered. They're not going to charge you for the food, but convenience means you're getting charged as a delivery fee to your room. Right. That's the bottom line.
And some of the, I've heard that some of the ships, there are certain items that you pay for when you order room service. Generally, there will be a menu listed on your television.
Right. And hopefully we'll be able to show you in this video a sample, hopefully, because I downloaded a lot of the menus to show you.
So that will segue into the specialty restaurants.
Yes.
They have a broad range of specialty restaurants to choose from.
So let's start at the top with our favorite.
Oh my God, it's our favorite. Our favorite. It is Cagney's Restaurant.
It's Cagney's Steakhouse. So you beef lovers, ooh, this is for you.
That's right.
Now,
and Cagney's used to be one price,
right.
And you got to select one appetizer, one entree, and one dessert out of that price. Now
it's considered
a la carte.
A la carte.
And actually, we kind of like that it's a la carte because what we tend to do when we're at Cagney's is not get the sides.
Right.
We might get an appetizer and split it, and then we each get a salad, and then we'll get the main course of steak.
Right. But you're
then
entitled to, a nice full course meal. But you're going to pay for it. I mean,
right.
Get your appetizer, crab cake, Caesar salad.
You're not entitled. You have to pay for it.
Someone's paying for it, and I don't care who. But I'm going to get the crab cake, the Caesar salad, the 16-ounce ribeye.
We usually skip dessert at Cagney's.
Yeah. Even though they do have awesome desserts, but you know what?
They have amazing desserts, but by the time you're done with the meal,
gosh, you're just like so stuffed that you just can't do it.
And I usually get wine with dinner, so that kind of fills me up. Yeah. So that being said, what we end up doing is we go later on to, say, the buffet,
right.
Or on occasion, we've been able to sneak our way back into the restaurant and have
order late dessert.
Yeah, have coffee and dessert in a restaurant if you so choose.
Yeah. So,
what's the next restaurant? Because I know we really were not advocates of this restaurant
until this last cruise, when we had a nice conversation with the food and beverage director.
Yes. And shout out to Vikram on the
thank
NCL
you.
Gem.
He told us that the menu for this restaurant had been totally redone, and it's La Cucina Italian restaurant. And we thought, it wasn't on our list. We didn't pick it, but we immediately went back to the room, and Kevin made the reservation. And let me tell you, were we surprised? It was
out of this world.
Fantastic.
It was probably the best meal we had the cruise.
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. And I want to let everybody know that if you see something on the menu, whether it be at one of the specialty restaurants or the complimentary restaurants, say there's an appetizer that you said, oh my gosh, this looks so good.
Okay. So I ordered the eggplant rolls stuffed with sausage with sauce over it. And it, as an appetizer, it came with only 3 rolls. But
you can order any appetizer as an entree. So, and on that particular cruise, I got the gnocchi, and the gnocchi comes with like a all'olio olive.
A green pesto.
Oh, it was a pesto sauce.
It was a green pesto.
It comes as a pesto, and I was drinking red wine, so I didn't want to do a pesto sauce. And they used the pomodoro sauce on it, and not only made the appetizer an entree, but made the entree special for me.
Right. They were like, sure, no problem. We can do whatever you want.
So usually the sky's the limit.
Right. So, and of course, the lemon curd cheesecake for dessert, which cannot be missed, along with the raspberry chocolate tort.
Oh, it was really good.
Which cannot be missed. So
we have to branch out this time and try some different things.
It's just so hard to give up the ones you love.
So La Cocina is also a la carte in pricing, but as we said previously, if you've selected the free at sea promotion, you can use that towards your dinner at La Cocina. Now the next specialty restaurant that most of the ships have
Ooh la la!
is La Bistro.
La Bistro French restaurant.
Yes, everything has a French flair.
Yes.
You won't see a lot of Le Bistro items in our food videos, though. We
ate there once.
Yes, we really don't like seafood.
Well, right, because there is a lot of seafood, and you get the traditional French snails and things like that, and bass and this and that. But you had the coq au vin, which
I
is
had
chicken.
the coq au vin. It was delicious. It was divine.
I don't remember what I had. Was it
you had a pork dish.
A pork dish.
And I have to tell you, they have the best French onion soup I've ever had in my life. It is so good, you want to slap your mama.
It looked good. I can't eat it, but it looked good. So that's also a la carte.
It's also a la carte. And if you would like to bring your bottle of wine, say you purchased a bottle of wine, like we did at La Cocina, and as you may or may not know, Frank doesn't really drink.
Not anymore.
But I
sadly.
did half a bottle at La Cocina. They recorked it, and I brought it with us to Le Bistro.
Right.
So keep that in mind. You don't have to guzzle that wine down just because you're afraid it's going to get thrown out.
Kevin gives me the bottle, I put it in my lap, and he wheels me to the restaurant.
The next on the list is Maderno Trescaria.
Right.
Now, we are not sure or not. Yeah. This may also be a restaurant that is going to the wayside.
Yeah, it's a Brazilian restaurant. It pretty much focuses on meat. Lots of meat.
A parade of meats.
The parade of meats. It surely was. And there's a picture that I hope we can include of me sitting there, and the server is standing by with this giant skewer carving off the meat for my plate. And tell them about the system that they use.
So basically on the menu, there will be a list of meats. And one by one, the servers will come out to every table and ask you if you want these meats, and they'll be on these giant skewers.
Or platters in the case of like chicken drumsticks or sausages. But when you're talking about...
Well, the sausages were on the skewer.
Were they?
Yep, they were on the skewer. I waited. See, the thing is that we were in like this little table off to the side, so they kept forgetting that we were there.
You wanted the sausages, and we had everything else. But it truly is a parade. I mean, the servers, you're sitting there, and there's like 5 or 6 servers, and they're all walking around the restaurant with their skewers.
Now,
and they're carving lamb, and they're carving beef, and they're carving pork. And they've got
poultry, and chicken, and duck, and
sausage. And so you use a system. They give you, each one of you gets a card.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. And so it's kind of like...
Yeah, we're pretending Kevin's phone.
So let's say this is red. If we have this down on the table and it's red, it means we're full. We need a break.
Yeah, full at the moment.
If I flip it over...
Don't approach the table yet.
You flip it over and it's green, then green, we're good to go. I'm
ready for more.
Bring it on.
Bring on the meat.
Now, they also have in this area a large salad bar.
Yes, which I thought was really good.
And yes, it was delicious.
Yes.
And the sides. So they bring the sides.
Kind of family style.
Yeah. And I can't remember what exactly they had, but they're always the same.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, and the pineapple.
Oh, the roasted. Roasted
so
pineapple.
Good.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
We want to let you know, if you're going to go to Maderno, make sure you've scheduled enough time for yourselves, because it's a longer process of eating.
Right, it's not I ordered this, and this, and it shows up course by course by course. It's not that. You need enough time because, again, it's the parade of meats, and you're going to be sitting there a while as they're parading from table to table, and they have to get to you.
And as far as where Maderno will be located, it's generally within the same area as Cagney's, because Cagney's Steakhouse's kitchen services Maderno's restaurant.
They are side by side. They share the kitchen. So when you go up to the, get off the elevator, and there's the reception desk, you're going to see 2 signs, Cagney's Steakhouse and Maderno's. So they're both right there. So
now the next specialty restaurant that we've been to. We didn't have the best time there,
Right.
but the food was amazing.
The food was to die for. And the reason why we had an issue is because of my issues. So don't let that deter you. But
yes,
it's Teppanyaki Grill, and it's a flat fee.
It's a flat fee. I believe it's $29.95 per person.
And it's a separate room, and it has 4 grills. And
while some of it depends on the ship,
the size of the ship, and then you get to the larger NCL mega ships, and of course it's a huge room with a ton of grills. But in ours, it was 2 grills here and 2 grills here, and in each set, I believe there was like 16 people that could sit around it. And the problem that we had was
you'll just have to watch the video.
Yeah, I shouldn't tell you.
I'll put a link to the video up top of what happened in Teppanyaki. So go check that out. But that being said, it's a show. You're basically getting a show.
You know, he's slicing and dicing and flipping his meat cleavers and spatulas, and he's doing his thing.
And all joking around.
Yeah.
And it's a nice experience. You're paying for the experience, but I have to tell you, the food is phenomenal.
It was delicious. It was
phenomenal.
Absolutely delicious.
Worth every penny.
And we're going to try it again this October on the NCL Jade. We're going to try it. We're just going to make sure that...
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, and we talk to the hostess ahead of time and make sure we avoid the previous pitfalls that I had. That's all I'm going to say. Next on the list for specialty?
Well, we talked about it a little bit before, but the sushi bar.
Right.
There's a sushi bar on some of the ships. It will be a la carte usually. And in addition to that, some of the ships have a noodle bar. Did you know that?
Asian noodle bar?
Yes. So good. So very good. So as we've told you before about the complimentary restaurants having different names, there are some ship-specific restaurants on certain ships. So I made a little list because we haven't been on these ships as of yet. There is on the Escape, there's a Food Republic, and I believe they're adding that to the Bliss as well.
And that's an assortment of like foods from around the world.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, it's an assortment of everything around the world that you might find that is done by these well-known chefs. So, yeah.
Interesting. The Escape also has Biami. Biami? Is that how you say it?
Bayamo.
Bayamo.
And that's a Cuban Latin flair. Pincho Tapas Bar.
Oh.
And that's Mediterranean food.
Is that still on there? I don't know if that's still on there.
Wow.
But according to everything that we researched, it's still on there.
Right.
And it's a tapas bar. Please comment below if they do not have it, or please comment below if you've eaten at any of these restaurants.
Right. So if you just got off the Escape last week and it wasn't on there, we want to know.
That's right.
Now the next one is strictly on the NCL Dawn, but we heard that it's going to be on the brand new NCL Bliss.
Yes.
And it's called
Los Lobos.
Yeah, and it's Mexican. It's a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, I love Mexican.
So I can't wait. I hope it's true.
And the final ship-specific specialty restaurant is Ocean Blue, and that also goes into our next category of restaurants because we're going to talk about famous star venues that are on some of the ships. But Jeffrey Zakarian is a very famous chef.
You've probably seen him on Food Network. He's a chef and restaurant owner.
And he has designed Ocean Blue specifically for NCL, and that you can find on the Getaway and Breakaway currently.
Right.
So that is awesome. Now, in addition to that information that we've given you, I also want to let you know that some of these specialty restaurants that we've discussed on some of the larger ships have outdoor seating areas.
Yes.
And it is called the waterfront. So you can dine al fresco if you so choose.
I choose.
Well, only if they're available. And
I still
barring
choose.
that the weather is nice.
Yeah, I don't want to have my food blow off the table over the railing.
Now, there are some famous star venues, as we mentioned just a minute ago.
Not only Jeffrey Zakarian, but now this one, they actually, unfortunately, they ended the contract with Carlos Bakery. If you've watched the, what is it on TLC?
Oh, Cake Boss.
Cake Boss, if you're a fan of that show, and Carlos Bakery.
We're sad to see them go.
We're sad. They ended their contract with him. It was 3 years from 2013 to 2016. And Carlos Bakery is going to be replaced, though, with a venue called The Bake Shop.
Right. So we will let you know as soon as we have tried some of those sweet treats.
Yes.
Because they are not complimentary. You have to purchase them. We'll let you know if it's worth it or not. The other thing that we saw on The Prophet.
Right, the CNBC show The Prophet, you may have watched, there was an episode where Marcus Lemonis went in to a company called Zoe's Chocolates and invested to help them turn the business around. And in that episode, Zoe's Chocolates met with the team from Norwegian Cruise Line to bring their chocolates to the cruise ships.
Now, these chocolates look so
They really
good.
do.
And now on the Bliss, they have this little restaurant called Coco's.
Yeah.
Or a little area, I should say.
I'm thinking that's going to be my favorite area.
And we know that on the Joy, they have a Godiva chocolate area. But we're speculating that Zoe's Chocolates will be taking over in Coco's area.
Right.
We're not sure, but we have our fingers crossed.
Something to look for. So we can't wait to get on there next year and see if we're going to see Zoe.
We hope so.
I know.
So that pretty much does it, I think.
Right. That pretty much is it for talking about all the dining venues aboard NCL.
We will say that a lot of people have asked us whether spending a little extra money on the specialty restaurants is worth it or not, and if you get different food. Our answer would be yes.
Yes.
The quality of food is a little bit higher, and the level of service is the same. We get treated really well in the main restaurants aboard NCL, and we really, out of all the cruises, haven't had a bad meal. I think once.
I don't think we've ever encountered a bad server.
No.
Or any part of the staff that was either the supervisor, the food server, the liquor and wine. Yeah, I don't think we had any issues with anybody. They've all been so wonderful and nice and helpful and pleasant, and you just want to take them home with you.
That's right. So we hope that this was a little helpful in finding out about the different venue and food options that are available on NCL Cruise Lines. Check out above. I will have a link to the NCL drink packages to see if you can figure out if that drink package would be right for you. We want to remind everybody that we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on YouTube, so if you haven't subscribed, click that little button below.
Get your little finger and go doot once. Just doot. Subscribe. Don't do doot doot because you'll subscribe and then unsubscribe. No.
But right next to that subscribe button is a little bell if you want to be notified of every time that we have a new video out or when we are live.
Right.
Click on that little bell and you'll get notifications. Right. And what are we on now? Do you know what we're on now?
What are we on?
We're on Snapchat.
Oh my goodness.
And people are having a great time watching me at the shop working or with the family. And on the next cruise that we're going on, we will be doing some special content just for Snapchat followers and Instagram followers. So make sure you find us there. But until then, we want to remind everybody to
travel safe
and cruise often.
See you soon.
phone went off.
Well, that's irritating.
I thought I muted it. The main restrooms. You gonna cook me some dinner?
No.
We don't eat in restrooms. Who eats in stinking restrooms?